Hey, Mike. We good?
I want to go ahead and call the Bay St. Louis City Council meeting for August 7th, 2018 to order. This evening will be led in prayer by Councilman Doug Seal and the pledge.
Our Father,
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, for the beautiful and glorious day that you've given us, Lord. And thank you so much for these kind of blessings every day, Lord. We take things for granted sometimes, but thank you for blessing us and loving us and making us such a great city.
Yes.
Help us through this night, Lord. Guide us in your wisdom and knowledge, Lord. Just give us strength to do the right thing. We pray in Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. All right. Good evening again, and we welcome you to the Bay St. Louis City Council meeting this August the 7th, 2018. Our guest tonight is,
Hey, Jeffrey? I'm
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. Can we amend the agenda so we could talk about this little issue for Gene and Ward 2 about resurfacing a little section of road on State Street?
okay.
I put it on
Do you need
everybody's-
to add it? You need to add this to the
Yes.
agenda?
Mhm.
Okay.
Talk about it in council business.
What do you want, under council business?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. It's all right?
Yes.
It's all right, council? Yes. Okay. All right. So we are going to amend the agenda and put a section on State Street, is it?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
little easement, 9 foot by 145 foot, starting from Second Street down, 145 feet down.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Councilman. All right. Our guest tonight is Nancy Moynihan, and you're requesting ingress and egress for 126 Main Street.
Yes.
All right.
Good evening.
Welcome. Just state your name for the record.
Nancy Moynihan, Moynan. I own 126 Main Street, Lulu's Restaurant, and I have owned this building since July of 2007. And for the last 5 years, I have rented the front part of my building to a business. And so I've been thinking that perhaps for the benefit of the two of us, I'd like to subdivide my property and give her the opportunity to have property ownership in Old Town, and for me to keep my property in the back part of the building. What I'm asking for this evening, I've already been to talk with Jimmy Ladner. He's very on board with subdividing the property. I've spoken at length with Charlene Black with Planning and Zoning, and they're on board. Fire department is already, we've already discussed firewalls and electrical and all that pertaining to subdivision. What I'm asking for tonight, as per Charlene, is to continue to allow my customers to enter and exit from my side porch, which bears the entrance on the city parking lot, which fronts Beach Boulevard. There's pictures in your packet if you're not familiar with my building and what I'm speaking about. So I guess what I'm asking for, before I can move forward with planning and zoning, is an ingress, egress approval from the city. So that I'm not, because when we subdivide, my portion of the building will be landlocked. Because the back part of my building does not front on a street. It fronts on city parking lot.
Okay.
but I've already have been using that said parking lot as an entrance and exit to my restaurant. It does not obstruct any parking spaces or anything. The door entryway is free from blocking any parking spaces.
All right. So, there's no zoning issue, there's no variance issue. All you want is ingress and egress, the approval of that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Council, do you have any questions or anything for her?
Yes. Ms. Smith. Just was confused about just talking to Ms. Black. So Ms. Moynihan will have to go to planning and zoning, so subdivision of this parcel of property to get a variance to subdivision ordinance, since this subdivision, that the property will not front on a street. Therefore, she'll ask for a variance.
That's correct.
The parking lot is Bay St. Louis private property, so she would have to ask for a easement in perpetuity to use that
Well, that's what I
Private-
was trying to pull this up on Geoportal, just so I
private
could,
property, or when you walk out of a business and you're on a sidewalk, do you have to ask for the same ingress and egress easement, or because it's a parking lot, it's different?
well, I mean, what you have to think about is it always going to be a parking lot?
Right.
So, I mean, that's to me the issue that's in front of you
Right.
right now. Because if you were to grant her an easement, you know, through that
For that.
property, well, whatever, if it's for, I mean, you wouldn't be able to take away. You'd have to allow her the
Right.
right to enter her property.
Okay.
So therefore, if y'all ever decided to do anything with that property, whatever you gave to her as an entrance, you wouldn't be able to do anything
That makes sense.
with.
Okay.
So the city would be in a situation where we could never use that property for anything else, if that's the case? If we
Well-
decided to put multi-level parking there, if we decided to put,
You couldn't use it for anything that would block her entryway.
okay,
Can I just add a piece of information? I don't know if it's relevant or not, but my neighbor, who is not a business, that sits behind my building, his home fronts on Court Street, has been granted an ingress, egress, or an easement to enter through that parking lot.
Right.
There's red stripes
Right.
prohibiting any parking, because that's taking up 2 parking spots of city.
Right.
Mine wouldn't be
Right.
taking up any parking places.
So, Ms. Heather, if we were to grant her this, is this a dressed up way of saying that we are giving her this space and we will never be able to use it as a city, for,
Well, first, you couldn't give it to her. She'd have to buy it. We have to get it appraised and go through that route. So that's step number 1. But number 2 is typically if you give someone an easement, it's very hard to reverse an easement. So that's exactly correct. And you wouldn't be able to do anything for not only the time that you owned it, but if the city decided they didn't need that property anymore and they wanted to sell it, then you would have to, it would be sold with that easement as well.
so,
So I don't have a rendering of what exactly, I'm assuming, are you wanting access from the side of Lulu's going to Beach Boulevard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for people to enter and exit, not to park, not to have
No, I
any
know. I was
sort
just
of-
making sure I had it in my mind.
Just for them to be
So-
able to walk into
Yeah.
my restaurant.
but if we grant her this ingress and egress, it's just a pretty way of saying that we're giving her that piece of property, right? Because we won't be able to use it anymore.
In a lot of ways, I mean, she would have to compensate you for that easement, but an easement would not be as, high as if you just sold that entire piece of property. So you'll be compensated for the easement, and then the property value will be diminished because of the easement.
Well, she mentioned that they already had one property owner back there that's using
Is that bodegas?
access
Is that
to
what
the
we're,
piece
which
No,
one?
it's,
Which one are you talking about?
John Cowart.
What,
He's not a business. He is a property owner. His home fronts on Court Street. And for some reason, and that I don't understand, he said that he was landlocked. He's
So-
got a gate on the backside of my building that enters out onto the city parking lot.
so do we know if he was formally given an easement, or
There
was he
are
just
red
thankful?
stripes.
Well,
that
yeah,
have
that's
been
one thing, but do we know if
painted-
anything's in the land records?
I believe he has come here and
Can you find that out?
We, we need to look into that.
Do y'all
that's
remember?
only been in the last,
I remember we did something on parking there, but I don't remember an easement, but I remember it was a parking issue there.
for him to get
For him-
in and
right,
out of
for
his
him to get
gate.
in and out of his gate, but I don't think we did anything easement. I think we just condemned 2 parking spots. We did that when we striped in the parking
Yeah.
lot, and that was a year
Which
ago.
was in the, in the
Yeah,
last
I think
year.
we just condemned 2 parking spots.
We need to double check and make sure that he didn't actually get a special easement.
I don't think we did an easement. I mean, it's within the
I
last year.
I'm not saying that he got an easement, I'm just saying that he asked for this
Right.
egress from his, and I'm not meaning to make that an issue,
No,
but
So, would it, and just talking off the top of my head, would it be better to sell it or get an appraisal and sell it or what? Okay.
okay.
So she's wanting access into this property, so, I mean, you kind of get it to theoretically.
yeah, those that you gave me, yes.
Well, yes, are you
Y'all
asking?
should have the actual picture of the
Yeah,
building.
We do, but
This gives all the.
So you're actually, your easement will go all the way to South Beach? Yeah, well,
I'm not,
no, well, that's what we we're just talking about, because if we just gave you an easement to 5 foot out the door,
Right.
would that, I mean, that would basically, that's all she would need, I mean.
It
Yeah.
would settle her problems right now.
my
but if y'all
concern
ever sold
is
this-
in 20 years from now,
So if we sold that in 20 years, and you only had
and
easement.
I sold my restaurant, how would someone be able to?
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's so, I mean, Heather's thing was you're gonna have a 20-foot by 213-foot easement
Right.
to keep you from being theoretically landlocked. Or,
So you'll
this,
take up a
or did the bank owns that one, huh?
Yeah, the bank
Mhm.
owns it.
It's a big easement, 20 by
I mean, I guess
213.
from a legal standpoint, right, I mean,
Yeah.
we give you a 5-foot easement, but then we sold that, and somebody said, you know, it's 5 foot out your building, and it's my property, so now I want you to pay me $1 million to access your building, and whether they could do that or not, but. Some things can't just be simple. Well,
Right now, these are all parking spaces.
Yeah, all of it. all of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
And I
so
can't
you would
imagine-
change that for now, but you would still have the middle.
Right.
Right now, nothing would change. It's more you all have to think about what would happen in the future.
If the city ever sold that parking,
Right.
which I would think you wouldn't, because the
Well,
city
I
needs
think we need to build a
parking, but-
3-story parking garage there.
Right,
Right.
exactly. That's what I was just saying. If we put 3-story parking garage,
We'll
Well,
talk,
it would landlock it completely.
Well, if you butted it right up against my building, but, I mean, if there
Well,
was
even if we gave you 5
a way
foot,
to
if we
get
gave you,
around it,
if we gave you a 5-foot easement, it would still be right up against the building. See, that's what I'm, if we put multi-level parking or we do something else with that property, right now we can't do anything.
the subdivision is property. That would never
access and egress, we grant that, that's not ownership of the property, that's just use of the property, am I correct?
But we can't take it back. It has to be
Yeah, you can't take it back,
Correct, but it's kind of ownership of the easement, if that makes
Right.
sense. It runs with the land, so if,
Yeah.
if, Ms. Nancy decides to sell the property, then whoever she
yeah.
Right.
sells it to.
I could, I mean, you know,
Go ahead, quick one.
I have a sewer easement on the property next door to me on the other side that runs right through the middle of their lot.
No
you know,
engineer's
so
report?
it's hard for somebody to build on.
And this, I guess you've already sold that one.
That was sold off, yeah, that was never part of my building. That was a deal with Mr. Stevenson and
What's the blue property right here?
Oh, that's empty. That the building is just shaped that way.
That's,
It's actually
that's
the
what,
parcel outline.
yeah, and the blue part is just not
So this is
building,
somebody
that
who
is,
owns
that
this.
is, that's the John Cowart.
That's probably the little parcel of land.
And
right?
this, like Purple Banana is, he's got an easement, like, in this, or whatever,
Yeah, because I
you
don't think,
can't block it.
I think he just did that.
No, we did a park, we did the restriping.
Here's
Oh,
Purple
you did?
Banana.
Remember, we did the restriping a couple of years ago, we did restriping.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I mean,
No.
but, you know, I think because he said he couldn't get to his fence, we condemned that in two parking spots. We forget, think about that.
No. This property right here, I think it shows up blue. And you shrink it. This blue strip through there.
That's
Who's,
just the property outline, that's when we actually tax on, that's what the tax assessor is saying is the outline of the entire parcel. Which they can be off a little bit, which this one probably, see that little gap here, it's on the same here. So that's,
so do your building come to this line here, or does it step back to that green part?
That green, this little portion, I presume, is my patio. That's not built part of the building, you know, I mean, it's part of my property, but there's no building on it.
Okay.
Somebody said on Facebook that you weren't feeling well.
The patio, yeah.
yeah, so it probably just, they haven't updated it, so next time they update it, she'll technically come up.
Oh, it's already on.
Can't kill bad grass.
No, the porch has been there for 10 years.
You heard what you said? You said you can't kill bad grass.
But I don't want to give away 20 by 200, and I know I don't want to. Right.
Yeah.
Think about how is it going to be if we were to manage it, how is it going to be that
Now, we use,
blow like it,
we do some things like this, that if we gave her the easement, we put stipulations in that if she ever sold it, it comes back to us. Like we, do-
Can't sell it, this is landlocked, the buildings, different owner.
well, whoever buys it have to come to us.
No, that's still there. They'll be up in the county. Well, they want to buy a building, they can do it. I think it's the bigger question than the, other than the bigger ideas.
Won't you let our attorney do some research before we give you an answer on this?
Yeah, that's
And see if we can create some kind of win-win for the city and yourself. And we got full confidence in our attorney that she will come up with a win-win situation.
Yeah.
It's the first 19 years.
Yeah.
Well, leave it to me,
We good. Hey,
I'm here to teach, right? We're gonna figure something new out.
figure it out.
There you go.
All right, well, thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you.
We'll resolve it.
All right. Next one is Rodney Davis and Kathy Basada, Delta Water LLC, with the utility billing system audit.
You got the name right.
It is parcel number.
Okay, we just want to, first off, thank the council and mayor for having us back this evening. Talk again about the service agreement for the water department audit. Do you have questions? Do you want me to go back through our scope?
I'm good with what y'all presented last time. I don't know if anybody else has any questions this time or not. I have the contract with me again, so I'm good. The only thing I would like to really say is, ask Mr. Anderson to come tonight, since he was one of the ones kind of recommended them. If the council had any questions for him, or if you just want to stand up and verify the kind of work they did and Waveland was happy with them, he's here in the audience also. If anybody's got any questions for him.
Oh, okay, okay.
But no, I'm good with everything y'all presented last time. Get up.
Come to the microphone and state your name.
If y'all don't mind, Brent Anderson, City of Waveland, Public Works Director. I did recommend this, the Delta Water for services for you all. We did the homework, we did the trial by fire, we sort of, and then I figured I could offer you the benefit that they gave us, is why I recommended it to, I spoke to Larry, Josh, Gary, the mayor. They offered a lot of services to us, and it just depends on what you want to spend on what you're going to get. We did everything that they, and I'm not for sure what their original proposal was, but we brought them as far in as we have every residential and commercial meter GPS citywide. They've located all of our meters that some were hooked up after Katrina that we didn't even know was using service. Rodney was able to locate that for us. After our first full year of completion with their services, being before we started GPS, we probably recouped about $200,000 in our utility revenue that we were losing on an annual basis. It was able to help me get the utility authority. We all pay that. So it gave me better documentation on what I was sending to them. Like I said, it helped with our billing so much that we were able to drop our rates to a percentage because we found the revenue that we didn't know we were losing. So, and I could stand here and go on and on. I just wanted to give y'all a brief history. They worked with us almost 2.5 years, and we kept bringing them back to do more and more for us. They literally helped us rewrite our city ordinance. We took one from 1950 to now, and we combined to one to make it more efficient. They worked our customer billing within the office as well as the outside work. If I had to give you my recommendation from the City of Waveland, we're extremely happy with them, and I wouldn't have recommended them to you all if I didn't believe in what they could help do for the city. Thank y'all.
Thank you,
All
Brent.
right, thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
All right, and as I said, you know, up front, I mean, this contract is great, and price is great. I just wanted to bring the both of you all back, just because, all right? So, thank you all so much for coming back, and thank you for your presentation and the contract you submitted to us. Thank you. All right. Now, is Mike Nikkei, Steve Hooper, Water Company of America, Utility Building System Audit? Not here? All right. All right, council, is there any action you want to take on this?
I would like to make a motion. We go ahead and accept the contract from Delta Water for the total scope not to exceed $38,000 for the full audit, the utility system, water, gas, sewer, and garbage, solid waste. That's my motion.
All right.
1-year
Is
contract.
there, do we have to rescind?
We
Did
did.
We already did that? All right. Okay, so there's a motion on the floor by Councilman DeSalvo to accept Delta Water LLC for the utility billing system audit. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Smith. Any discussion? There's no discussion, let's vote the motion. Motion carries 6-0. All right, Councilman Jean
Thank you.
is not present tonight. All right, thank you all again.
Thank y'all for coming.
Now,
Administration will be in touch with you to get the contracts and all that, okay?
thank you all again.
Thank you for coming.
Is there anything that, do we start immediately with this, or? Okay. Do we need to authorize you to go ahead and sign the contract, or did we already do that, or what?
Need to
Mr. Mayor has to, I think the city attorney will have to read and approve the contract. And once that's approved, then authorize the mayor to sign it.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Heather, so,
Josh, amend your motion.
Yeah, I'm in my motion to give the mayor power to sign the contract after it's reviewed by the city attorney.
all right, motion amended.
Amended to
Councilman
section.
Sweet amended his. All right, so, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, the consent agenda, the cash balances in the amount of,
Cash balances, 8/3/2018 before dockets, $3,469,696.20. Cash balance after dockets, $3,167,229.02, as certified by Ms. Sissy Gonzalez on 8/7.
all right. And then we have the certification letter that was dated on August 7th, 2018. We have a payroll dated 7/26/18. Payroll dated 8/3/18, the payroll dated 7/20/18. F, we're gonna spread proof of publication of ordinance number 628-07-2018, and it's an ordinance of the mayor and the city council of the city of Bay St. Louis adopting the salary schedule, establishing salary compensation for officers, employees, and open positions of the city of Bay St. Louis to include pay raises of 3 utility workers as approved in the budget, especially employee 1295 at a rate of $15, employee 1214 at a rate of $14, and employee 1380 at a rate of $13.22. We're going to take G out because we didn't receive this pen credit contract. H is the spread fully executed, full and complete, absolute release for the Kanaski Silver Service case. I is the approved renewal of the contract with Southern Mississippi Planning and Development District to comply with the requirements of the Senior Community Service Employment Program. We're going to remove J, K, and L. Okay, then M is considered in the consent agenda to approve street closures October the 4th through the 6th, 2018, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Beach Boulevard, Main Street, 2nd Street, Toomey Street, Q Street, Jeck Street, Federal Street, Depot Way, to allow for cruising the coast, and that's contingent upon the Hancock County Board of Supervisors approval for the Beach Boulevard closure. N is to approve street closures December 1st, 2018, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., Nikkei Street to Main Street, right on Beach Boulevard, right on Court Street to 2nd Street, left on Union Street to Depot Way to allow for Christmas parade, and this is also contingent upon the Hancock County Board of Supervisors approval for Beach Boulevard closures. O is the approved street closure December 1st, 2018, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Blaze Avenue, Union Street to Booker Street, Depot Way, Booker Street to Duck Pond to allow for Snowflakes and Sugar Plums Christmas Festival. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion approved with items G, J, K, and L removed.
There's a
Second.
motion by Councilman Seal, second by Councilman DeSalvo. Any discussion?
Where's that one payroll that I gotta sit out on? Is it in this consent agenda? No?
Yes, buddy, it's
Well, I
not,
wasn't close enough, I'm sorry.
buddy, you'll need to step out and not vote on this. That person is inside this payroll. They are still working on our reports. So they were not able to sort that out correctly for us today.
All right. So there's a motion by Councilman Seal, second by Councilman DeSalvo. Councilman Zimmerman has stepped out the room. There's no more discussion. Let's vote on it. Motion carries 5-0. Tell them to come back in. All right, city clerk and comptroller's report. Docket of claim. All right, start on page 1. Any questions on page 1? Page 2? Page 3? Page 4? Page 5? Page 6? Page 7? Page 8? Page 9? Page 10? Page 11? Page 12? Page 13? All right. So we have a total from the general fund, $89,398.75. From the municipal reserve fund, $35,277.19. The debt service fund, $2,580.94. The DOJ funds, $41,838. The 2016 Road and Bridge Construction Fund, $57. The County Road and Bridge Fund, $7,570.44. Utility Operating Fund, $91,427.34. Utility Capital and Maintenance Fund, $550. The Municipal Harbor Fund, $33,767.52, bringing a total of $302,467.18. Need a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Seal to
Second.
approve, second by Councilman Knobloch. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. Is there a public forum? Shoot.
Doing good, Jeffrey. Keep it moving.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Now, this is the first one, and, all right. Okay, Mr. David Wells, and we have 3 minutes. Good to see you this evening, Mr. Wells.
It won't take near that long. It's going to be really brief.
Go ahead and state your name for the record.
David Wells, Ward 6. I noticed on the agenda tonight on number 13A of the published agenda for this meeting, August 7th, 2018, is listed as closed and executive session pending litigation and property acquisition. Would y'all please be more specific regarding the pending litigation without giving details you may want to protect at this time? At least identify with whom we are in litigation, how many are scheduled for executive session tonight, and who are the plaintiffs and the defendants. Last year, former city attorney Judge Trent Favre prepare upon request a list of the current litigations in which the city was involved and provided it to us. I have a public records request with me tonight for the city's current litigation list. And with your permission, I will hand it to the city clerk now so she can contact me when it is done.
Okay.
So, could y'all be specific with, what that litigation is
I think we'd
tonight?
have to ask Ms. Heather.
Everybody's suing us.
And
Well,
Man, I really don't know I really don't know what all we're
As
discussing
a
from
taxpayer, I'd
this.
like to know how y'all spending my money.
Honestly, I really don't know who all suing us right now, quite honestly. So I can't tell you what all we're gonna discuss in that, or what property we're acquiring. 'Cause I don't know. Well, and I don't know, honestly, that's all I got on here, the same agenda you got.
Yes.
Quite honestly, we don't have a list of what we're talking about.
How come we don't have a list?
So why are we calling for an executive session? Nobody knows what it's about.
Who
I would
called for
say
the
attorney.
executive
I would
session?
think, I would
Yeah,
think,
if you want to get to executive session, I'll tell you that's typically what goes on in closed session, as I tell them what, exactly what
Yeah.
we'll be discussing.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. Ms. Rhonda Oliver?
Rhonda Oliver, Ward 5. Hello, buddy. On number 10, the attorney's report, you have the Alice Mosley rent for a kitchen area. Is Lonnie Falgo gonna start cooking now?
No,
Huh?
no, ma'am. You weren't here the last meeting. He asked and requested for the use of that area, to rent that area, because he got a grant from MAP and another source, so that he can be teaching about the folk art. It's gonna be like a classroom.
I think he's
Okay.
paying for it
It's a
too,
class-
right?
And
And
how
he's
much?
paying for that.
And he's paying for that? Why don't he just pay the rent?
Well, he's gonna be
I'd
paying
love to
rent.
have a building for nothing.
He's gonna be paying rent.
For the upstairs now, or he has money now, he can rent the bottom, but he gets the top free?
That's the way it
They
looks,
have a
ma'am.
grant, from our understanding, he has a
Well,
grant.
he should try to get grants for the top portion where he's not paying any rent. I don't see why we're giving a building away free. As far as the contract that was signed with the Alice Mosley Museum in March,
Yes, ma'am.
Lonnie Falgout signed that. He's not supposed to do any business with the city for a year after he's out of office. So basically, the contract should be null and void. Not to mention, it says no alcohol on the premises, and they've had private parties, and I think there've been alcohol. So y'all need to really look at this contract before you do anything else with him, because it seems to be a continuing problem on him using this building. I get, it is for me. I don't know if it's for y'all, but it is for me. So I think we need to rethink all this, because
Ms. Rhonda, may I,
half the time it's not open.
may I, just interject here? Oh, sorry. Let me interject here. We checked earlier about Mr. Falgout not doing business with us, but because, it is a 501(c), there's nothing that can stop us or stop him from doing business with the city.
Yeah, it can.
Well, I'm
The
just,
city council can.
well, yeah, but I'm just telling you that we checked into this and it's perfectly legit.
Well,
We did, I promise you.
okay, okay.
I did.
Well, there is nothing open on Saturday and Sunday. We are a tourist town, and that depot should be open on Saturday and Sunday for the people who come in here on the weekends,
Yeah.
especially on second Saturday.
I agree with you.
Okay, maybe y'all need to relook at that contract.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Oliver.
Thank you, Rhonda.
All right, ordinances? Say that again? Nothing? Okay. All right, under P and Z, we have Ray Murphy. It's an application for variance to the zoning ordinance. The applicant's intentions or to construct a single-family structure on this parcel of land. The applicant will need a variance of 11 feet, resulting in a total of 14-foot setback to the front yard. Also needed is a variance of 12 feet, resulting in a total of an 8-foot setback to the rear yard. The property in question is located at 296 Union Street, parcel number 149M-1-29-045.000, lot 265, Second Ward, Bay St. Louis, and the property is Zone C2, Neighborhood Commercial. P&Z recommended approval 6-0. Is there anybody here that's for or against this application? If not, what's the pleasure of the council?
I'll make a recommendation, we accept the planning and zoning's recommendation and pass this.
A second?
All right, there's a motion by Councilman Knobloch to follow the recommendation of the P&Z and approve this application, second by Councilman Smith. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. Ray Murphy, application for variance to the zoning ordinance. The applicant intends to build a single-family structure on this parcel of land. Is this the same?
No, sir, this is,
Okay, all right,
296 and 298.
right.
all right. So the applicant intends to build a single-family structure on this parcel of land. The applicant will need a variance of 11 foot, resulting in a total of 14-foot setback to the front yard. Also needed is a variance of 12 foot, resulting in a total of an 8-foot setback to the rear yard. Property in question is located at 298 Union Street, parcel number 149M-1-29-045.000, lot 265, Second Ward, Bay St. Louis, and the property is Zone C2, Neighborhood Commercial District. P&Z recommended approval 6-0. Anybody's for or against this application? What's the pleasure of the council?
Motion to approve?
There's a motion by Councilman Smith to approve the recommendation of P&Z,
Second.
second by
DeSalvo.
Councilman DeSalvo. Any discussion? Now let's vote the motion. Motion carries 6-0. Next applicant is Fred Cannon. His application for the variance to the zoning ordinance. The applicant is asking for a variance to the fence height regulation to allow a 7-foot in height wood fence to the side yard, where maximum fence height allowed is 6 foot. The applicant will need a 1-foot variance resulting in a 7-foot in height fence. Property in question is located at 145 Bayview Court, parcel number 149F-0-21-019.000, lot 237C and 241B, Bay St. Louis. The property is zone R2, two-family district. Was recommended by the P&Z approval 6-0. Anybody here to represent this applicant? Anybody here for or against? Would you come to the microphone, Ms. Tripley? You know the procedure. State your name for the record.
I forgot.
State your name for the record.
Anyway, this is Fred Cannon. He's got a little girl.
State your name for the record.
Oh, this is Jim Trifley III, 118 Bayview Court, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Anyway, Fred Cannon's got a little pool for his little girls, and he just wanted to make the fence a foot high. I said, you ought to ask for 2 feet. He said, no, 1's enough. So you can't find a more humble guy, so I totally recommend it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Trifley.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? All right. What's the pleasure of the council?
Make a motion to follow P&Z's recommendation to approve.
All right. Motion by Councilman DeSalvo,
Second?
second by Councilman Smith. Any more discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion carries 6-0. Next applicant is Artie Murphy. Application for a special exception and variance to the zoning ordinance. The applicant is asking a special exception to allow an existing dwelling located at the rear of the property to become an accessory dwelling. The applicant intends to build a single-family residence to the front of the property. If the special exception is granted, the applicant will need a variance of 28%, resulting in a total of 78% coverage to the floor area. In addition, the applicant will need a variance of 4,028 square feet, resulting in a total of 10,972 square foot to the lot area. The property in question is located at 248 Citizen Street, parcel number 149N-0-30-031.000, Fort Ward, Bay St. Louis, Part 18 and 19. The property is Zone R1, Single Family District. Recommended approval 4-2 by the P&Z. Is there anybody here to speak for or against this applicant? What's the pleasure of the council?
Recommend approval?
There's a motion by Councilman Smith to approve this application.
Second.
Second by Councilman DeSalvo. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. Next applicant is James Trifley, applicant for a special subdivision plat approval and variance to the zoning ordinance. The applicant would like to change the configuration of 2 parcels of land into 2 new parcels of land identified as Parcel 1 and Parcel 2. Parcel 2 meets all requirements. If granted, Parcel 1 will need a variance of 902.95 square feet, resulting in a total of 9,597.05 square feet to the lot area, as well as a variance of 2 foot, resulting in a total of 73 foot to the lot width. The property in question is located at 118 and 120 Bayview Court, parcel number 149F-0-21-027.000, lot 253E and 257F, First Ward, Bay St. Louis, and parcel number 149F-0-21-028.000, First Ward, Bay St. Louis, lot 253D and 257G. The property is Zone R2, two-family district. Recommended approval by the P&Z 6-0. Anybody here to represent? Yes, sir.
Jim Trifley III, 118 Bayview Court. I own both parcels, and the idea is I was trying to get a protection for my, I got a bunch of shrubbery, that's the 2 feet, and the other area, they had extra 8 feet by the garage, is because the garage was built in the 40s on the property line, and there's no way to service it without going on somebody's property, which I don't think is appropriate. So I want to cut it out, get it straight, and we'll see what happens after that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trifley. Anybody here? Anybody else? What's the pleasure of the council?
Recommend approval?
I make a motion that we approve the recommendation of planning and zoning.
All right, there's a motion by Councilman Knobloch to approve the recommendation of P&Z. There's a second. Second by Councilman Zimmerman. Any more discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Mr.
it.
Trifley.
Thank you.
I miss y'all.
Well, come see us.
He did.
You're always welcome.
All right, next applicant is Richard Patterson. Application for is tabled.
Table.
All right, engineer's report, he's not here. Council, new business, the IT proposal for data storage. Anybody, who put this on there?
I think I've been asking about that big $1,000 a month storage.
Yeah.
Have we found anything else yet, or no? Are we waiting to get some proposals? Okay.
Yeah, that's really,
It hurts my stomach every time.
I mean, you can get terabytes.
Get together during the week, we can write,
Yeah,
put
it's
something out there and
cheap,
actually get
cheap.
proposals.
Need to look at that expense.
Okay.
Okay, that's it?
On
That's
IT, yes.
All right. Next item is advertisement to fill a vacancy for the Historic Preservation Commission. Now, we have, Lisa, you said this is a resume here, and we do not have a resolution?
No, I didn't, well, it just got thrown in last night, so I don't have the resolution in Word
Okay.
Yeah, I think we just need a vote on,
Well, what we need here is the resolution, and if you wanna pull where she could go get the past resolution, cause it's going to be the exact same thing other than date, so we can have it. Cause remember I made like that 2 or 3 page resolution that also authorizes the advertisement, so that's what we need to approve for this. Cause it specifies exactly what we need. So,
Right.
maybe we can just get Lisa to go pull it here in a little bit, and, we can.
Well, we
approve
can
it.
wait till the next meeting. When
You
when
want
we
us to
get,
advertise for it?
what's that?
You want us to advertise for it, put it out?
yeah, we need.
Yeah,
to
we
do
can
that.
advertise for it. We just get the resolution in the next meeting and approve it. And this is the resolution that you did, Ms. Heather?
Yes.
Okay. So, next meeting, we'll just, we'll
So are
approve.
we okay on timing there?
Say that again?
We're okay with delaying this for 2 weeks?
Are you okay with delaying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay with delaying it, but we still can advertise, Mr. Mayor.
Well, no, the resolution it's the
Needs to come.
resolution authorizing y'all to go out and seek, list the qualifications to be a member of the HPC, and then at the end, it also authorizes advertisement.
Oh, okay.
So can we,
So the option is either delay it for 2 weeks or let, Lisa go pull the last one, cause it's the exact same.
Yeah,
There's
let's
no
just-
reason, it would be the exact same resolution, the
Let's
only
just-
thing that's gonna change is the date.
let's just let her pull the resolution, and then we can go, yeah, that way. It's faster.
I mean, there's a copy of the resolution there. He has the one from the last meeting.
Okay,
From the-
resolution 5/22/18. We do not have one of these, so it should not be.
I don't have one that's ready to be signed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, all this says, I can email it to you, all this says is a resolution approving the solicitation of commissioners for the Historic Preservation Commission in accordance with ordinance number 509. And that's the resolution that just spells out what all the requirements are, what the publication requirements are, and that's all it is, advertising.
Okay.
Anybody, if y'all wanna pass this down and see it, something's already
Yeah, let's see it.
We've already done it. We've already seen it.
So y'all, will take action on this tonight? What's pleasure to council?
Make a motion to approve the resolution advertised to the members of the Historic Preservation Council and allow the mayor to move forward for advertisement.
There's there's a motion by Councilman Seal, second by Councilman Knobloch. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. All right, council business, Councilman DeSalvo.
All right, Mayor, he's busy. A few things, Mayor. Beverly Street off of Chapman, it's got a big crater right in the beginning, always holding water. On the left when you're going in. If they can get that taken care of. Central and Nile, which is the west side of 603. If they can dig the ditch out there behind Jack's and fix that road, it holds water every time it rains for a week or two at a time.
Jack agreed to let us do the ditch on that back road out to the highway.
Yeah, it's bad right there, and then,
That's about the only way to solve that drainage issue back there.
yeah, then just the streetlights on 603 are getting put up. I guess we're gonna turn them all on when they done, but it's looking good, thank you. So,
Went out last,
probably from all the poles being knocked down every other week,
Yeah.
so, okay,
I went out last.
We also got some prices coming on the basis
okay.
to see how many of those we need. I think we got, I don't know, we probably 12 lights short out there now.
Okay. And I have a meeting tomorrow evening with Scotty Allen from the county to look at Skyline. And I gotta get the proposal from Jason to see if they're gonna help us raise that and put the guardrails up in that curve. And that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilman. The lights look good coming off the bridge on 90.
Yes.
Look very
This
good.
could be a good
603
thing.
too.
Hopefully we get 603 finished up and
Yeah,
they can take care of the problems out there, but they moving on it.
all right. So they put the LEDs in those on 90 and
Yes. But
looks
right
very
now,
good.
everything except what MDOT's doing right now, when they get through with that, they're gonna set 50 new poles down at the intersection and everything on each side.
Mhm.
And they'll come back in and put those lights in.
Okay, All right.
And then on 603, they are working their way through there, and they ran into a couple of electrical problems with the wiring problems.
All right, very
Bringing
good.
it to at least get the ones in the intersections put back up, so that's the first area we'll work on.
All right. Councilman Zimmerman.
They called you yesterday morning, talked about over Bayou Colette. Please don't forget on that. It's getting pretty bad. If he gets the, pothole patcher backing business getting going. I did go out and look at the lights on 603 last night. That intersection at Longfellow is greatly approved. It'll be a plus for all the citizens that live out in that area.
Yeah, and coming off the interstate also, we're looking at maybe putting some lights coming off the ramps coming into 603. We're supposed to replace the big tall lamps, Mississippi Power, and replace that with MDOT, so that's a big help right there.
Those LED lights are fantastic. They light it up, so. Good move. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Smith.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank, the city for going through and doing the grass cutting in my ward. It was direly needed. When is our, patch machine gonna be back up and running? Do you know?
Probably a few more weeks. They still trying to catch up on grass. They can send some cold patch out there. As far as the hot patch, they gotta go to, is it Lumberton? Does that sound right, buddy?
Poplarville, I think.
Somewhere's up that way to get the patch. They don't deliver down here anymore, so that's a little hold up, sending somebody up there to get it. And
Right.
Tony was supposed to get it, but Tony's out right now with some surgery and all, so.
We need to get those two places on St. Charles Street patched. There's-
We're also looking at the tracks going over on all of them.
Yes,
Jason's trying to get with Railroad on that
right,
to see what they'll cover. Some of it's in that 50-foot right of way,
yes.
so we're trying to get with them and also see if they'll cover some of it.
Okay, great.
Mike, something on the grass cutting, and it's in somebody else's ward, but I just happened to see it this afternoon. They cut that grass between Domino's and the school on Carroll Avenue. And on that right-hand side, it is terrible with paper cut up. I mean, the ground's actually white, it looks like there's nothing on it. All the fast food joints are throwing the stuff out of the windows. I mean, people are so darn sloppy. And, it's bad.
Okay.
Is that it, Councilman Smith?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Councilman Seal.
I'm good.
Councilman Knobloch.
Gene and I were contacted yesterday about possible, there's gonna be there's a parking lot next to the Buttercup, it's gonna be repaved, and we got to talking to the asphalt guy. It's Williams Asphalt Repair. He does small repairs, and there's a city right-of-way, the city right-of-way is 9 foot and 145 feet down, and it's right across the street from the school administration building. And he said that he's gonna be out there next week to repave this parking lot, and he provided Gene and I a quote to, if he's there, it's very inexpensive. He's gonna mill out the big holes out there and fill it in, and then put a 2.5-inch base of hot mix asphalt, compact it, and he's gonna do all the swale, make sure the water drains. And it's only $3,500. It didn't seem like it was that expensive for a big hunk of street to be repaired. It's in dire straits and needs to be done. The hot patch machine is down, and the city's overloaded with grass cutting, and this could be done pretty quickly and easily and inexpensively. And I'd ask for consideration on this on behalf of Gene and myself. Also have some photos, I think, if y'all want to look at them, of how bad the street is, or the easement is.
The one that you just mentioned.
It's right,
Okay.
it's right, it's on State Street and the Second. And we got more than enough money in the road and bridge fund to have this redone. And secondly, the street behind my office has huge craters. And if the council will allow it, I'd like to get this guy to give us a quote to repair that section of street out. And he has, I watched him yesterday. He's over at Hollywood Casino repairing huge pieces of parking lot, and he cuts it out real nice and neat. I mean, this is really professional looking patches, but he's just a small scale asphalt guy. But he has the equipment here, and, you know, it's just if we want to be able to tag on to this and get a good price, there's no mobilization.
It's a pleasure to council on that first item.
Guess we can just approve this, Mr. Mayor, without the city engineer looking at it. I mean, it's a small expenditure, it's like a parking lot or something.
I mean, I'm not so sure y'all actually, unless you're gonna enter into a contract with this guy, but if it's just something, Mayor, don't you have the authority to just go take care of that?
Yes.
And contact this guy? I mean, it's under $5,000, so you're not at the bid threshold, so I don't think that you guys have to take action. I think the mayor can just.
Well, we
call
already
tomorrow.
brought it up, we might as well just finish it. I mean,
I'm
I
just-
mean, the guy's gonna be here until next week, so, I mean, he has to have a PO issued and, make sure that this gets by.
What I'm saying is, I don't think you have to have approval for that, because it's only $3,500. So I
Yes.
think that's an expenditure that the mayor should be able to go do, unless the guy's going to require a contract. That's the only reason that you all
No,
need to approve
he
that.
just has this little simple thing, you sign it, and you issue a PO, he's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I mean, we just gotta verify his insurance.
We would need authority to take it out of the road and bridge fund. if that's
Right,
the way we
that's
want
why
it.
we're here.
So you might need authority to take it out of the road and bridge fund, but I
Right.
don't think you don't have to actually have authority to.
But I did contact
Get the work
Jason,
done.
because I asked Jason that if we do go ahead with this, to inspect it, to make sure that the topos are correct and the water drains correctly.
All right, make a motion to transfer $3,500 from road and bridge fund to general fund, to pay for the paving of said easement, for $3,500 by Williams Asphalt Repair.
Second?
Is 3,500 the exact, will that cover everything?
It'll
That gives
cover
you a
everything
cushion?
on the city side, yes.
Okay.
What about the
Just wanted to make sure it didn't go
engineering
3601 and then,
We're not doing engineering. fees.
No, no.
okay.
Oh, I thought he said he was gonna ask Jason to do
We give him
something.
$1,000 a month retainer. Expect him
He-
to do it for that.
Okay.
No, I spoke to Jason, he says, if I'm,
I mean,
I've
think
seen a lot of other bills come through for Jason, and when you ask him to do special projects, he does bill for that time.
That's fine, we don't have to have them inspect it. You
So I don't
have
know
to.
which this falls under, but
Yeah.
I know
I mean,
that
we have a-
surveying and those types of
Yeah.
things
I mean,
don't
if it's
fall
a
into
job,
it.
yeah, I would agree, if it's a survey for a few hours, but this is it's a drive-through. I would expect he would do it for a retainer, but maybe not.
Is it right away
He
from,
might,
it's very small.
right away from where?
yeah.
All right, there's a motion on the floor by Councilman Seal, it was seconded by Councilman Smith. Any more discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. Councilman
Also,
Abdallah.
secondary, I would like to ask permission of the council to ask this man to look at the street behind my office and give us a price on that.
He can look at it, give us a price. but
Yes, I just
take
want to
no
get a
action
price, to
until we-
see what
Yeah.
it would cost, that's all.
There are a lot of that we could do, but, yeah, just give me a price, see what it costs.
Right.
Figure out what we want to do.
Do we need a motion for that?
No.
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 Also, wasn't there something else we amended the agenda for?
That was it.
That was it?
That was it? Okay. All right. All right. Mayor's report.
Mr. Mayor?
Did y'all get a copy of it? I know it was sent out late.
Trucks,
For the
Yeah.
truck,
well,
trucks or
I mean,
truck?
what did we just added the dump bed to that one?
They just changed it to where it said a three yard instead of 5, 6, or whatever.
Oh, I don't have that one, we still got the 3-yard one. Okay. Yes, I got these in my little drive, and I'm like, what the hell is
Yeah,
that?
that's the new proposal for them.
Yeah, well, this is what we got this on the drive. So.
Well, the one we got to drive is a 5 or 6 yard. So, one of the ones I have on drive should still show the 5 and 6 yard. That's what I was confused about.
Yeah, about 3 yard now. Ray Daniels,
These are the same ones we had last time, isn't
yes it is.
Okay.
It states 3 yard and 3 yard on both proposals now.
it? Okay.
Also looking at the possibility of some dump trailers, Josh had a good idea in gearing that also look at into the future.
Mr. Mayor?
Little small dump trailers.
How much are those things, those little dump trailers? They're not, huh?
Depends on how big. Big are they? They have various sizes.
I guess you can get them as big as you want.
Yeah. Bumper
That'd be
pool.
good for debris, huh? We could use it when the truck is down, the grapple.
Well, that's what the intention is with these. When they dig the ditches, they'll be able to go straight in there with these.
So which one of these proposals are we looking at, Mr. Mayor?
Gray Daniels,
Okay.
36,210,
It says not under state bid, but it's state pricing.
state pricing.
So it's
Yes.
not state contract, but it's the same price as state contract?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Smith, we do not have to follow state, we don't have to buy through state contract if we have a best or same or similar bid.
That's correct.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to make sense of this, make sure I'm looking at the right thing. So this first page, the one that says the total MSRP is 39,840, but the actual quote is the 36,210?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that's what I was.
Because that would
sure I
be
was
the
reading
state
correct.
pricing?
Huh?
That's what the state pricing
That's
would be?
state pricing. It's just not on a state contract.
All right, motion to approve the, buying a 2018 Ford F-350 4x2 chassis with a 4-yard dump bed, total price of $36,210 from Gray Daniels,
Which is the lowest
which is the lowest
and best.
and best.
Thank you.
Anything else?
You wanna put that-
Second.
All right, there's a
Yes,
motion.
dear.
There's a motion by Councilman Seal for the city to purchase 2018 F-350 4x2 chassis, second by Councilman Smith. Any discussion?
It's being paid for from our vehicle fund.
Yes.
And when's the
And just-
expected delivery date?
Well, they was in stock. He had a couple of them. Hopefully he still got one in stock. We'll know tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you saying that you would like to do lease proposal financing on this, or would you like to pay cash?
Is that what you're saying?
That's what you're saying. I'm wanting to know what you're saying.
What is recommended as a city clerk?
The recommendation is to finance.
Fine.
Okay, make a motion, so we need to go out for proposals for financing?
Well, we didn't vote there.
Okay.
All right, so there was no discussion. Let's vote the first motion, that motion. Motion passes 6-0.
Motion to authorize city clerk to go out for finance funding of 2018 Ford F-350 to be purchased.
All right, there's a motion by Councilman Seal for the city clerk to go out for financing.
Second.
Second by Councilman Zimmerman.
Including advertisement, right? No, you don't have to advertise for that, never mind.
No.
You just send them out, never mind.
I just sent them out.
All right, any more discussion on this? Vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir. Only other thing on the consent agenda, J, K, and L. First two on that consent agenda is firemen they have finished their probation period. It's a budgeted item where they,
Which one,
get
Mr. Mayor?
protocol.
JK and
That
L.
would be, J and K
JK.
on the consent agenda.
Okay, and what about it again?
That's part, it's budgeted and it's part of the payroll change, and they do their probation period, they get their
Okay,
final few cents. The third one is also in the budget. It's budgeted in for more, but he has gotten certifications as a building official, and we would like to give him for the same. And all this is budgeted into the 17-18 budget, personnel budget.
So with approval of this person will not get another raise when we adopt the new personnel salary
Well,
ordinance,
he's
correct?
still got potential in that part. This is not a full raise for everything that was budgeted for that position.
Okay,
But he is not put in for an additional raise.
You know, like we talked about the last night's budget hearing, that we do not want to give anybody additional raises that has already received a raise this year. And make up that few dollars.
How come we did it differently this way? I thought we had to do the publication.
You gotta approve it, then we'll have to bring the amended payroll ordinance back.
so we're, so we're giving a raise with suggesting it's 2 firefighters and the building inspector.
Yes.
Okay.
So we gotta come back with this payroll ordinance and then advertise it again and then vote the final one? So when would this take effect?
Whenever we get it approved, fine.
So I guess the procedure is we have to, if I'm not mistaken, Heather, we have to do the publication for ordinance again?
It should be in the ordinance. I wasn't sure if it was already included or. I'm looking at the top. Yeah, I think we need to bring the ordinance back like we normally do.
And then,
So-
and put it in the paper for so many weeks, is like we did the last one?
Well, yeah, your typical ordinance.
It's just once,
Publication,
once in the
once
legal section
in the
is where
legal
it
section,
goes.
yeah.
Okay, that's
So we
fine.
need to do this in the next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to approve it this meeting, right?
Well, I think he just approved it so he would know to put it in the ordinance. I'm guessing it's just to clean it up, to make it all clean. That would, just to
Yeah.
know that it's approved before you, so we don't have a broken up ordinance. You know, before we brought one and then it was, we were in here scratching out, well, wait, this person's not and this person is, so I'm guessing we
Right,
just.
because there may be five pay requests here and they may not approve one of them. So
Yeah.
I've been hesitating to bring the whole ordinance here and then it's bad, they can't pass it, and it's just,
So we do this as a kind of a formality and then we'll bring the formal ordinance next board meeting and get them to finalize the payroll ordinance, correct? Okay.
So if we approve this tonight, you still have to wait on us amending the payroll ordinance, right?
Before the raises go into effect.
Right.
That's correct, unless the
Okay.
auditor tells me otherwise.
Okay.
hey, they're in our office, so maybe we should ask them.
That's true.
There you go. Wouldn't hurt that.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the
They can check
council?
with the other group.
I'll make a motion that we approve J, K, and L, and have a new ordinance drawn up for the next meeting that we can approve and advertise. And there's no employee numbers on here, but with the new ordinance with the employee numbers.
Yeah, I don't see any pay chits for these either,
Anyway,
any payroll changes.
it should, yeah, I think it was sent.
Got a bunch of them.
It's probably in the consent agenda section, since that's where it originally was.
Okay, we're trying to get used to all these new things.
Yeah.
Well, what did it been? Cause it actually hasn't taken effect yet. I don't know when y'all issue those.
Well, no, they gave a copy to them to review at this meeting.
Okay,
Yes, not finalized.
gotcha.
Yeah, and there's a.
Okay, yeah, I didn't copy that. Okay.
The mayor's part.
Okay.
Second. All right, there's a motion by Councilman Knobloch to, as we go back to the consent agenda, to approve J, K, and L. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Seal. Is there any discussion on this? There's no discussion, let's vote.
Just one thing, that, you know, this will go in effect after we sign the formal
So you
ordinance,
made the
and after
motion
it's
to-
advertised.
Okay, all right. There's no more discussion, let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. Mr. Mayor,
That's it.
that's it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Attorney's report.
I have, and I apologize, y'all aren't gonna have a copy of this. So I sent it to Lisa and she didn't realize that I sent it to her. So, and my Word is not working on my computer. So what I did, let me explain to you what I did. Cause y'all actually already approved this at the last meeting, the Alice Mosley lease, but I was trying to get it, in writing. And so what I thought the easiest thing to do would be to actually just amend the current lease that we have. And it's a very short, and if you don't mind, I'll just, yeah, so we could take this up after executive session if y'all want Lisa to print it out. It's
During
that
executive
big.
session, I can print it when I go out.
Okay, so we'll come back to this after executive session. All right. Public forum. Ms. Rhonda Oliver.
Rhonda Oliver, Ward 5. Hello, buddy. We're back to this Alice Mosley Museum contract. Is there going to be cooking in this building? So is it going to be in the contract that there is no cooking, that it will only be used for art?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, it's not, I don't know that specifically in our contract, but I know that there's not gonna be any cooking in there.
Well, what they've said is it's used as a classroom space.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay, but
and,
it is,
And it's not
but
cooking
it is,
class. It's
but
not
it is,
cooking
but it
class.
is saying the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am.
So
That's-
it needs to be clarified that it is not to be used as a kitchen.
He said that it
Because I
weren't.
don't think that, I
No,
don't
he
think
was
that
very specific.
historical building, well, yeah, right.
Well, he said he was
Rhonda,
not
none
going
of
to
the
use a
equipment
kitchen.
works in there anyway.
It's
None
actually
of
not
the
even a
stoves, none of
kitchen.
the, nothing works.
Okay.
So,
It's not, yeah, I mean, technically, it's not the kitchen area, because the kitchen area has a door that can be locked. Just the
Okay.
storage area around,
No, that all got ripped down.
but,
from
oh,
the
okay,
termites.
been that long since I've been there. It used to be a
Okay.
door there, but it used to be
Well,
a
they
surrounding
keep calling
area.
it kitchen, and I
I
don't think that
understand that.
historical building should be used as a kitchen.
it's not.
There's no cooking going on.
Well, can it be put in the contract?
It is in the contract. He said he would do no cooking, if I'm not mistaken. That's
They
probably-
said they wouldn't drink in there either.
Well,
Alcohol.
holding after
Well,
hours,
it's
I
in the
have no
contract.
idea.
Huh?
I don't know about all that, but I agree.
Okay. If it's clarified, there's no question. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Lonnie Falgo. He's not here. Ms. Lena Newman.
Good evening, Lana Newman,
Good evening.
Waveland. Good to see y'all again. I was a little astounded when my utility director from Waveland said we haven't had a rate increase, and that was one of the reasons he wanted to recommend Delta Water. They audited our water department. Not getting personal, but just out of curiosity, for those of you who reside in the Bay, you have a household of 2, right? You.
It fluctuates 2 to 6.
2 to 6, okay.
Depends on which
Yeah.
day it is.
Basically, household of 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Just that ballpark figure, what is your average utility bill?
$57.
Okay. You know what my average water bill is, since we've had Delta Water take care of us? For a household of 2, and it stays static, I don't know where they're reading meters, $84.68 a month. I hope your citizens are ready for
It's a
that.
number, but I think it's a numbers game though, right?
Well, I don't know who's winning it if it's a
Is that-
numbers game.
Numbers game.
But Wave-
Is that
Wave-
water or the whole utility bill?
My
but
whole
Waveland
utility
reach-
bill.
Waveland restructured their whole deal to where
correct.
you
Yeah,
pay
right.
for what you use like power. I think $50 is the minimum. For every 1,000 gallons used over that, you charge for water, wastewater, and sewer extra. So,
He also stated
That
that they
was
hadn't
water.
gone up on our rates, so, anyway, just a little just a little heads up, you know,
that
as
that
to
was
what
up to,
utilities can cost.
yeah, that was up to the alderman, not the
Um,
company to raise rates.
What is your, I don't know what ours is, but do you have any idea, maybe Ms. Gonzalez can help us out on this? What is your, percentage of delinquencies right now?
Your what now?
Percentage of delinquencies in your utility bills? Does anybody know? You don't have it?
It was like 8, well, I was gonna say 8%, but,
It wasn't very,
it was very,
Yeah, I
Very low.
haven't brought it, and it depends on whether you're talking about active accounts or those renters who just leave and
I'm
leave us.
just talking about people that are getting free water and not paying for it, free utilities.
well,
You
you
don't
don't
have-
know free.
That's
Now,
what
that's,
we're getting
the
an
free
audit
is what we don't know about, because we are, I mean, we passed an ordinance in 2014 and found out we're not compliant with that ordinance.
You're not unique, all cities
Yeah,
deal
so
with
that's
it.
one thing that I
Yeah.
think they're finding.
Yeah, I know we cut off at, I can't remember the number, but it was well over 100 people last month. I mean, every month we go through the cutoff process,
Well,
so.
don't feel bad about it, I mean,
well.
you know.
Oh, it's, yeah.
They cut their cable off,
Hey.
they want to pay it real quick.
I get
That's a
yelled-
good wake-up call when you
yeah,
get up in the morning
I
and
get
turn that
yelled at
faucet
a
on, nothing
daily
comes out of
basis
it.
about those water bills.
Hey, they cut mine off.
Anyway, no, I just wanted to give you a heads up before you go into this, and which you have already done. You know, of course, that's up to you, you know, what you do in your city.
Never got it.
But that really shocked me, because I know, and mine has been static, and I don't know anybody that gets the same utility bill, the exact number, every month, every month, every month. So, you know, that was just my comment about Delta Water. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Neal. All right, the minutes, the July 24th, 2018, it says workshop, but it should have been a public hearing.
Steve's down yet. I'm sorry.
There's 4 sets of minutes.
Which one is it, first one?
July 24th
Yeah.
workshop
Okay.
or public hearing, the workshop, or public hearing.
Yep.
Heather, that's all right. Is that all right to approve? It says workshop, but it's actually a public hearing.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Motion approved July 24th, 2018, public hearing for State Street.
There's a motion by Councilman Seal to approve July 24, 2018, public hearing for State Street.
Second.
Second by
DeSalvo.
Councilman DeSalvo. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0.
They should have a 24th, July 24th.
Should be, yeah, 2/7.
There's a workshop and a meeting. Should be a meeting there, July 24th.
Maybe the thickest one, 10 pages or so.
I haven't, I'm looking over
All
the
right, there's
changes
a
right
July
now.
24, 2018. Is that a meeting?
Yeah.
It was a meeting.
So, Mr. Mayor, is there an issue with the July 24th minutes that you'd like to discuss? Okay. We need to talk about, I mean, as approved, I mean, would it be RBOs?
Well, I mean, I think
I don't know, just,
well, yeah, but even the minutes, I mean, I guess, the minutes reflect what happened at that meeting, so,
you approve the minutes, because it's our minutes, right?
yeah, I mean, that's
We
what
can't change
happened
it.
at the meeting, yeah, you
We
can't change it.
can't change what we did.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what we did, we can't undo what we did that, so motion to approve,
So why do we need an executive session on it?
well, to discuss the litigation,
we
that
still gotta
is,
approve the minutes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yes.
Motion to approve April 24th, 2018 minutes as amended.
All right, motion by Councilman Seal to approve July 24, 2018 minutes.
Second.
Second by Councilman Zimmerman. Any discussion? Let's vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0. All right, July 30th, 2018 workshop.
Motion approved July 30th, 2018 workshop, budget workshop.
All right, there's a motion by Councilman Seal to approve July 30th, 2018 workshop.
Second?
Second by Councilman Smith. Any discussion? To vote the motion. Motion passes 6-0.
Time's up. Got 2 minutes.
All right, August 2nd, 2018 workshop.
Motion to approve minutes August 2nd, 2018 minutes.
There's a motion by Councilman Seal to approve August 2nd, 2018, the workshop minutes. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Councilman Smith. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, vote the motion.
We're approving these on August 7th, correct?
Correct.
Right.
I
Motion,
wrote the wrong day.
motion carries 6-0.
Just a day ahead of us.
Yeah.
Somebody else's time is up. All right, is there a need for executive session, closed and executive session?
There's a need to go into closed session
Does it need to go into closed session?
to discuss
discuss, and I don't mind saying, the litigation that I had to discuss is a bill of exceptions that was filed on Thursday regarding the VRBO ordinance, which was passed. As far as the property acquisition, I would rather not reveal what property that is, because I think that kind of defeats the point of confidentially discussing it.
Okay. So do we need a motion to go into closed session?
Motion?
Motion by Councilman Smith,
Second.
second by Councilman Zimmerman.
So the
Vote.
meet, oh, wait, y'all haven't voted.
Was that Ms. Smith? Yeah. All right. Let's vote on the motion. Motion passes 6-0.
Now the meeting is closed.
The meeting is closed. Thank you all so much. We will let you know when we come out of this closed session.